Yeah, it's basically just discussing. The meeting is just in talk of them really keeping the rates exactly the same as they are and going forward what might be their plan. So I don't really see that as being hawkish or dovish. It's kind of neutral.
Yeah, it might not do anything.
Yeah, exactly. Let me give you a like in that YouTube stream.
What up, Chan? Tyler, yo.
So okay, set up.
Ooh, broke up.
What up, boys?
Yo. Yep, yeah, I saw that, Renato. There's a wild gap right there.
Hey Paul, have you heard of Astro Effects?
Yeah.
You know how they have like their own kind of fund that they created? Kind of like FTMO, but it costs a lot more to join, but then you gotta go through like a whole interview with them and they gotta like see if you're like willing or if they would want you to be a part of it and stuff.
I have not.
And they kept it very limited. I signed up like a couple months ago just for like shits and giggles. Sorry. And I got a call today. The guy gave me an interview over the phone and everything and gave me all the details.
Damn, nice.
Yeah, he's like, if you want to join, it costs $5,000, but they start you off with a $25,000 US account. And then what they do is, let's just say if you make anywhere from 4 to 11% monthly, they'll increase that 25 to 50, and then after that 100. In 12 months, if you show consecutive profits and you're a profitable trader, then they'll hire you in their hedge fund. They give you a 100K salary and they give you a $2 million account.
Wow.
Yeah, but how much can you lose?
I didn't get super into those details fully in that. I believe like average. So what they do is they go month to month basis. So they'll put you in and you trade the 25,000, and then all your trades are recorded. And then at the end of the month, you have like a one-on-one with Amin, and they see like where you may be making mistakes and stuff. And then the next month, they'll see if you don't do those mistakes again and you learn from the mistakes. And I feel like that's how they penalize you. If you continue to keep making the same mistakes, then they'll kind of boot you out.
Yeah, but if you really think about it, if you're willing to spend $5,000 to join pretty much FTMO, wouldn't you be better off leveraging your $5,000?
Definitely, right? But no, this is for the Astro Effects one.
Yeah, well, no, I'm saying in terms of something that's pretty much similar to FTMO.
Yeah, definitely. No,
that's but instead of spending,
yeah,
$500 max, you're spending $5,000. You know what I mean? $5,000 isn't nowhere near $500. You know?
No, of course not, right? It was I guess like their pros are if you're consecutively profitable after 12 months, then you get a 100K salary job at the hedge fund with $2 million.
But yeah, but I mean, you could also look at it like if you're profitable for 2 years. You said 2 years, right?
No, you just for 12 months you have to be profitable.
12 months. Well, if you're profitable for 12 months, I mean, at that point, you might as well trade on your own rather than taking a 100K salary.
With average of 4 to 11% a month, and then they give you a $2 million account. I don't know. I was just looking into the details. I didn't like. I told the guy, I'm like, yeah, like I'm not gonna jump in right now. I need like time to like look through it and everything, and we'll discuss in a month's time. And he's like, sure. And but yeah, I really want to see like Paul like succeed with FTMO. I kind of want like his approval fully of it with the withdrawal, because that seems like a way better choice because we're all independent at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna do one or the other, FTMO would be the better choice.
For sure, for sure. I just want that confirmation. Paul's gonna be my guy.
Do my best.
Paul would have been my guy if he invited me yesterday.
You took like 15 minutes to reply.
7. Anyway, let's trade.
Yeah.
Are you looking for buys or sells? I think we're looking for sells here.
Sells, baby.
Sells, but let me check my. I think 2 hours.
Daily.
Yeah, okay, yeah. 2 hours previous bearish, so. Sells is ideal, but if this closes bullish.
What's that? 30 minutes, right? That closes?
Yep.
Were you joking about that guest speaker this morning?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, he wouldn't be a guest, but he can come on.
Who is that?
You got...
What are you talking about?
Macedonian, the GOAT.
Oh, man.
He's
Mac.
Mac's the man.
You having YouTube comments going crazy.
About what?
You never see Roger's fucking... Oh, sorry. You never see Roger's YouTube chat when Mac talks?
No, I didn't see it.
Nah, that's funny. I like Mac, he's a character.
Yeah, I want to see how this 30-minute forms. I'm thinking if it goes bearish, taking sells down to that support down there. Let's see, maybe. Because I think this wick is going to come and get filled.
Do you have a support in the middle of that range on your MT4?
Nope.
Dude, what? You gotta look at the screenshot. See, this is where it makes 0 sense. That's in my 30 minute too.
No blunt. Yeah, no top wicket. Still got 25 minutes to make one, so no worries. Huh.
See that?
Yeah, I don't have that on TradingView or MT4.
Do
You
I
also
ignore
don't-
it at this point? Like,
You don't have a long wick, though.
what do you mean?
Like, see how you don't have this long wick? That's probably why.
You think it separated a candle or something?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna base my chart off your trading view because that's gonna mentally screw me up there.
Yeah, I think this low is going to come back and be filled and fall to the support. Probably fall into here.
The way I see that looks like a hard rejection. It couldn't break up on this resistance right here. If this closes bearish, I think that's a good sign to go down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that looks really nice, actually.
5-minute close bearish previous from this previous candle to the resistance there.
Yeah.
Pump for sells right now.
I think I'm gonna look for a 30-minute close. So.
Yeah, I'm not jumping into anything whatsoever right now. Gonna chill out, relax, be patient.
Paul, can you flip to the 30 quick?
Mm-hmm.
So even if we break at that bottom there, right here.
Mm-hmm.
That looks. How big is that range?
Here to here.
No, the next one.
To the daily. 20.
Oh, that is. What is that?
20.
20. Yeah, but see, I don't like this though. If we were to break this, I feel uncomfortable. How do you look at it?
I think if we hold here, we'll come down.
It'll be a good entry spot to get in from up there. Make it. We probably have a runner going by then.
Yeah, but I'm kind of tall. Okay, so So like, how would you look at it? So say this 15-minute closes healthy bearish, right? Are you waiting for a 30-minute?
Yeah, I'm waiting for it. I want to see this 30-minute because then that'll be an hourly bearish close in our direction, hopefully.
Okay, so since you're waiting for a 30-minute, say we get a really healthy 15-minute, and the next 15-minute, you know, just completely negates our entry, and say we get to, can you jump to the 30-minute quick? Say we were to get to like that wick at the end of the 30, but then we have this support right here, and then we have this right here. Would you still take an entry there with the anticipation it goes down to here?
No, I'd wait to see that we close below this support here. Or we come up, form a resistance, and then take it back down again.
Yeah. Okay, does this not bother you at all? Because that's on the 1 hour too, right?
Yeah, this is the 1 hour. I mean, we'll see what happens when we get there. It could be an issue, but the higher time frames, look a little nicer to continue dropping. But if this 2 hour closes bullish,
the rough one, right?
Yeah.
What does the 4 hour look like?
Bearish.
Oh yeah, I don't even know why I asked that. Daily's bullish too, right?
Bearish. Yeah, lower low, lower high, but really weak close.
I feel like we're in an uncomfortable predicament right now. I guess realistically, in the end, it is scalping, though, right?
Yep. Gotta take the.
I was gonna say, if you quickly go down to the 30-minute.
Yep.
I have my zone drawn like a little lower, so to me this looks like it's a fake out. Like if it closes bearish, the 30-minute candle.
You have it right here.
Yeah, just like slightly lower.
Yep. Just started looking at it a couple days ago, Chad, to see if we can improve the getting better trades.
You see, so if you look at the chart, I think anyone that is gonna take a trade on the close of this 15 should just like definitely be careful, because I feel like the area we're in right now, that can almost look like a support or a resistance.
Yeah.
You know, you're right?
Yeah, I think
that
so.
makes sense. So, I mean, if we break the high, then I think we could be having a support created here. It's like super choppy to the left. Dude, today's New York session was a real ass.
Not so good. I got EJ long though.
EJ?
Yeah.
EJ kind of moves like UJ, right? It's slow.
Kind of, like I kind of glanced at it this morning, and when I saw it, like it had a lot cleaner structure going up, and so I took a trade after a 30-minute break to the top, and it started blasting. Gave me.
Wait, you took that 20 pip move?
Yeah.
Dude, that thing looks so clean.
I know. I didn't get the full amount. Like I got in about halfway when it broke the 30-minute high of the wick, and I made my 10 pips, and I put it to break even, hoping that it would continue going up, but then it came back. But I still.
Yeah, but that was a nice trade.
It was clean. Yeah, it was quick.
That thing broke the highs and just like soared. I don't know, that's not even a word.
Yeah. No,
flew up.
Yeah.
Got some arrows on the screen.
There we go.
Oh, did you trade New York?
Yeah, went.
Did you go to bed?
What?
What time did you go to bed?
Like 11:30 or 12, and then got up at 5. Yeah.
I can't do that. I like die in the morning if I get less than like 8 hours of sleep.
Dude, I knocked out at like 3 a.m. last night. I woke up at like 5:50 for the New York.
I get scared to trade like that.
I was fine though. I just couldn't sleep last night. Woke up like a dime.
Dude, I hate sleepless nights.
Good evening, good morning.
Yo.
Good night.
What's up? What's up?
Mr. Paul, crew,
What up?
YouTube.
What an entrance.
It was pretty good.
Dude, the 15-minute looks like crap on GJ.
Not too bad if it breaks that previous bullish candle and it continues. Then again, it's probably gonna close in about a minute like that. Hopefully, the way it is. Maybe shoot up a little bit. Give us a bearish 30-minute if it goes down more.
Yeah, as long as we close bearish, I think that'll be be good.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Can I see what the 15 looks like on TradingView?
The 15?
Yeah.
Yeah, one sec. $15 you said? Yeah, 15 looks like crap.
See, I don't like that. Mine looks even worse. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's pretty messy.
See, on mine, I have this. Oh god.
You have Anthony?
Dude, it's so hard to use. I have this and this are lined up perfectly. So it just looks like one whole resistance here. Or support.
There's no gap like this?
No, not even a little bit.
Gotcha.
Alright, dude, I'm done using that.
Yeah, nothing really looks great. I mean, it looks clean coming down, but
I think we're definitely gonna hit some bumps in the roads. On the road.
yeah, 15's not super clean. And it's just been in this stuck in this area for a minute.
Honestly, I think our best bet, like the cleanest we could grab, is under 400 maybe.
Yeah.
4 hour low.
We'll see where we set up.
Yeah. Definitely want a quick BE trade for me today, I think.
Yeah, I agree, Chris. That's what I'm kind of thinking on the 30-minute close. But the hourly kind of made a high, barely. So ideally, I'd like the next 30-minute to make a higher low and then a lower low.
Yo.
What up, Harrison?
Yeah, we sound. I was gonna say, on GJ, if we get a 1 hour bearish close, then the next 30 minute could come down and fill the wick.
Yeah, this bullish wick here.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yep.
Which would be the hourly wick, right?
Yep. Yeah, I have that on MT4 and TradingView, so lines up nice.
And the only thing I would say is that previous 30-minute bullish candle, it closed with like no wick to the top. So I think the buyers were invalid there.
They will definitely challenge our patience.
Yeah. I think right now my 15-minute is closing right at mini support in this range. Like right on it.
Yeah, 15 minutes really messy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He needs to get out of that little range.
I don't know, maybe we'll get something nice and dirty later.
Yeah, we got a lot of time. Get paid to wait.
GJ. Yeah, possibly. Boom, look at that. Made it nice and low for a Thursday. Got a chart right away.
Do you have a doji on the 1 hour?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm leaving this broker, dude. Over it.
It's that bad, huh?
Dude, I have a 5.5 pip bullish candle. That could really mess you up, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. That makes 0 sense.
Who do you have?
LQDFX.
Hmm.
I think I'm gonna switch to LMFX. You have no complaints?
No complaints.
What's your GJ spread right now?
1.9, but it'll drop in 12 minutes. 10 minutes.
I'm at 2.3. Mine doesn't go any lower than 2. What the hell was that? On the drop.
No?
No, 1.9 to 2. It probably fluctuates between like 1.9 and like 2.3, 2.2.
Okay.
Yours goes down to like 1, right?
Yeah, mine goes to like 0.6 to like 1.2.
Yeah, dude, that's insane. Like today I missed I took a sell. Let me see if I can find it. Can you go to the New York session real quick?
It's right here.
Oh, alright. Can you go to the 15? Okay, so where's 500? So I took a sell right here, right? And I was targeting, I think this wick. On mine, this candle dropped a little bit lower, but my target was 500,
Mm-hmm.
and it came down to 515, and retraced and stopped me out. And I missed it literally by a pip.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got so distraught this morning.
Yeah, this morning was not very kind.
Yeah. But it's just like, if I was on a broker like yours, that pip, dude, I can't tell you how many times this week alone I've missed take profits by 1 pip. So if spread didn't screw me right there, I would have taken, partials that pip sooner.
Yeah. It's
like I'm at 2.8
nice.
right now. Sorry,
yeah.
what?
Mine's 2.3, so I mean, it's not that far off.
Do you use MT4 or 5?
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like 4.
What's the difference?
MD5's newer.
I think it shows your entry too and your exit, like an arrow or something.
It looks cleaner.
Every broker I've been on, I wasn't able to use 5 though.
Hmm. Here you go, Mohammed. Good play out. Nice.
Might even be a safer play to wait for that 4-hour low to break.
At 4?
Previous 4-hour, yeah.
Yeah, 400. That's what I was saying. Honestly, sorry, what?
I just don't like that big wick on the 30 and the 15.
See, what I was thinking, I'd feel more comfortable to take, like if I was gonna take an entry in that range, I would like to take it around like 500. I want it to break because on mine I have like a support there.
It'd be nice if it comes down and then kind of retest that range, but from as resistance.
Yeah.
And then maybe look for a little entry to go down and fill that wick. Maybe the 4-hour low.
I think 400 looks a lot more cleaner though. Hopefully we get set up down there by Asian Open. Maybe lower.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Get down to that 220 area.
This is the 15 to 30 minutes where we're kind of bouncing around between. Yeah, my spread is like 1.5.
Yeah, I'm at 2.5. How are your spreads on that FTMO account?
About the same. And then, I mean, it jumped up to 3 right now.
Did you? Oh, never mind.
What's the time now for that folder? Oh yeah, wait, actually no, it still says tentative.
It's tentative, but so once we
Oh, mine's at 7:30. Oh, the red one.
Yeah.
say anything after 6:30 is when that'll be.
What is that? A talk or something?
Yeah, please. Your policy statement regarding the rate.
So we could get screwed by that at any moment.
I think it's
Oh.
neutral.
No, wait. Didn't I remember Ted talking about something in regards to yen news about the days, right? So like aren't they like 12 hours ahead of us?
Yeah, so it'll be their morning, I believe. Cause yeah, that's when their market opens, like ours does in New York session.
Yeah, so
That'll be 9 a.m. for them. This 15's pumping a bit.
Right now it's going between like 1 and 1.5 right now.
I'm in, I was gonna say GA cells.
Yeah.
Yeah, based off the 30-minute structure. I got in at the break of the low, and it was it fit the 4-hour rule. But one thing that I noticed was on the was it hourly or 30 minutes? Both didn't have a top wick for me.
Looks good on the 2 hour to fall down to
Yeah.
that New York support at 85644 area.
Nicely done, bro.
856. Oh, that's a big drop.
What up, Noble?
Dude, that looks super clean if you break below 8595.
Are you talking to me or GG?
You for GA.
Yeah, it was retesting the little support it broke out of, so I'm hoping it goes down. I'm still in it. I have the stops above, I think, previous 15 minute.
What'd you get in?
7 pips. Break of a 30 minute. And then that break of the 30 minute is basically where my stop loss is, like on that top wick. So my stops were like, so I could have smaller stop losses.
Dude, if you could get down like 13 pips and break that.
Yeah, it just did a 5-minute retest. It also looks like, so we'll see how it goes. But because I think the Sydney stock market opens in like 2 minutes.
Yep.
Would this
GJ
pair...
and GA headed down. Which one is lying?
Yeah, but would GA have enough volume to go that low? To break that?
It has tons of volume in Asian session.
Yeah.
Tons. Yeah.
Why?
Usually if GA is going down, GJ.
Because of Aussie.
Yep. The Aussie dollar is very aggressive in the Asian session.
Commodity driven currency.
Back when we used to have decent gold spreads, gold was an item.
Yep.
Dude, how do the pips work in GA? Is it different? Like the pip value?
I think they're a little different.
My GA spread was freaking huge.
Yeah, GA is a lot higher though too.
Yeah, I was gonna say my GS spread when I got in was 3, slightly higher than I liked, but it's always been typically higher.
Yeah, mine was just at 5. 3 to 5, just popping up and down.
Oh, do you like the hourly close for GJ?
I do.
Yeah.
Gurjat, what are you targeting on GA?
On the 30-minute, basically, it's like the same structure as GJ right now, and it's just the support on the 30-minute.
At like 12 pips down, that little area?
Yeah, where I got in from, it's like 18 pips down.
Ooh. Nice. Be a solid runner if it breaks that.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody asked about the pip value for GA. Compared to GJ, it's 30% less.
Where do you find that? Is it, I'm assuming that's on Google, right?
I just took the tick value and divided one by the other.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Smart lad. That's what that means.
I consult Google for my my deeper concerns.
Reddit for the deepest.
Yeah, like how to make pink lemonade and why are there green lizards and real deep stuff.
Pink lemonade, you just make regular lemonade and food coloring.
No.
Dude, I'm a pink lemonade master.
Dude, I am a Google fan and Google taught me how to do it right.
I'm actually gonna look that up.
Just stick some watermelon in it.
Yeah, so I'm thinking we get a wick up, kind of a little test of this resistance, fall, fill this wick, and then target this little support here.
Yeah, a little wick up and then a break of the current 30 would be good.
And in 2 hour formed bullish.
One thing that's weird, it's usually GJ and GA that are like, is it like if GJ is going down, GA is going up, but they're both heading down right now.
Mm-hmm.
Gurja, you just saw what GA did?
Pardon me?
Are you watching GA right now?
Yeah, I'm in the GG. I'm sorry, GA trade.
You not see what it just did?
That means I'm out. I just saw.
Dude, that thing just teleported.
Yeah.
GA looks way nicer.
Yeah, cleaner.
Oh, that's the 4 hour.
Look at the 15. Look what it just did. Or 5 minute.
Yeah, it took me out based on the.
Yeah,
30-minute.
Austin and Kiwi moved like 3 minutes after the hour. I find that quite interesting.
That's good for us if GA is going up.
Make a mental note. 3 minutes after the hour, Aussie and Kiwi moved.
Dude, that was crazy. Wow.
I thought it was gonna create a top wick, but that went super high. Man's like, did you see what it did? Turned around and then it took me out.
I'm surprised you weren't looking at the chart.
No, I had my stop loss and TP set. Sometimes when I flip back and forth in Zoom, I can't look at both.
That thing said not today.
Right, and if you look at Euro Kiwi on the half hour, you'll see how it was bearish and then it just boom turned around on that 3rd minute.
Oh wow, that would have been beautiful for GJ. 5 pip stop, you would have made 1-to-1 at the bottom of that wick.
GJ's 5 minutes just it's been descending like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's got no remorse.
Yeah, that wick fill is right there.
It's not that much. I'm floating 3 pips on it.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been, yeah.
Now that makes sense. GJ is dropping, G is going up.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping that I was gonna head down with the new hourly.
There you go, nice.
Did you guys catch the GJ shell?
No, I didn't.
No, I didn't.
I don't like the way it looked.
I was debating it for the wick fill with a 5 pip stop. It would have been nice above the previous 15.
I was gonna say, when looking back at it, that 30-minute when it broke the low, that could have been a nice sell there. That's where I would have taken it personally.
So did you lose this trade?
Holy, that's a big stop loss.
I think he placed it backwards.
Oh.
Yeah.
If he didn't, that's a big stop loss.
Yeah.
I'm in DJ sells. My initial stop is 15 pips.
No, I definitely placed it backwards.
EJ looks nice. Let's check out EJ.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's really clean under here.
TJ just did. Oh, not. Did it do that with Phil or not?
Pretty close.
Interesting. On my trading platform, it filled it over.
Yeah, mine too.
Mine has not filled it yet.
Mine's literally like maybe half a pip from filling it.
Yeah, I don't like the first 15 minutes of the hour usually.
That's right. I should took a note of that, and it's very true.
Then I'm at a 3 pip stop, up 4 pips. But I just think there'll be a better opportunity to come. It could be, yeah. Do you think AJ is gonna do something? Mark up a chart and send it.
Daily looks like it wants to flip soon. Same with the 4 hour.
Yeah, I don't like it that much. I just reduced my size by 75%.
You got in that cell?
Yeah.
At,
I just took 75% off at about 2.7 pips profit.
how big was your stop?
15 pips.
Oh. Yeah.
TJ's
Yeah,
rejecting
so
that
I'm
area.
I'm sure it'll deliver like at least 30 pips, but it's gonna be a while.
There's breaking down comes up for a little bit of a resistance to go back down to the 4 hour low. That'd be great.
Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be at least a 1 to 2, but it's gonna just take a long time. So I reduced it down to 25%. I'll just let that ride.
You reduced your position to 25%?
Yeah, I took off 75.
Which you grabbed a couple pips?
Yeah. If I had let's say I had a 0.20 on, so I took off 0.15.
No, I'm saying you were in profit a little bit though.
Yeah, it was at 3 pips, 2.7 or whatever.
I think this looks good. I forgot who. Luffy. I think this looks good. If we form support, make a new high, that makes sense for a buy. Buy back up to resistance. I was kind of thinking that with the 2-hour rule. I'm gonna put a little line here so I have a visual. Make a skinny line. There we go. Yeah, if we don't break that 2-hour low, maybe the 4-hour comes up because we've had all bearish till here. But granted, this was kind of during a less volume time, you could say. So who knows how valid that candle actually is. But I think if we break this low here, then we should be good to fall into here. I'm just making sure I didn't take this entry because the hourly this hourly didn't really go anywhere further than this hourly did, and this hourly hasn't gone anywhere further than either of these 2 hourlies. So these 3 hourlies in total have moved like 15-20 pips total, and I feel like it's going to be more sporadic in this area, whereas like maybe down here or under here we'll get a nicer move.
100%. I like under 400.
Word.
Paul, you're looking at the 2-hour now.
Yeah,
got friends in high places.
I added it in.
You got friends in high places.
What do you mean?
Nice.
Is that good?
Highest of places.
It's always good to have friends.
Yeah. Plus, if you look at this hourly, previous hourly made a high to the previous and a higher low, and if this one doesn't break that low, we could come back up into here, because above here we have clean traffic up to here.
I wouldn't mind that. I just want to get out of this range right here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it at all.
So I mean, even a bullish close and a new high probably come up to there, but definitely I think a close above here would be best.
See, that 5-minute created a support. It's over, boys.
Yeah, I wouldn't focus too much on the 5-minute. I would, especially for Asian, we're gonna need stronger confirms too.
No, the way I look at it for things like this is, so on the 5-minute you had lower highs and lower lows, and it was super clean up until you see that bearish close or bullish close, like the opposite, and then you immediately can just anticipate that's going to be a struggle area.
Say that again. Can you draw on the screen?
Go to the 5-minute.
Oh.
I was just saying, so like you have lower lows and lower highs. I don't have that bullish candle, mine's bearish, but it looks all clean right up until this area. And like sometimes when I'm monitoring my trade,
there you go.
Yeah. As soon as you see something like this happen, then you know that it's gonna be like a trouble area. So you see that.
Yeah.
That's how sometimes I would take my entry for the 1-to-1, but.
I mean, you could have scalped that on the 5-minute. 4 pips for 9, 2-to-1. But 5 minutes, I don't know how. I still want to test it more.
Range to me.
Yeah, it needs to get out of either above here or underneath here, I think would be our best bet. We got 2 hours still bullish until we break here. So I like buys above here.
Buys above where?
buys above this 425.
Oh, I see. If we were to create a support.
Because, yeah, we made this high right here. We had this low, but then we made a high. Now we formed a support. Maybe we come back up into this area here.
Dude, those 2 hour candles look like poop.
Yep.
Yeah, I watched, last night I watched price action for a couple hours, and it did a range, and then it ranged for like an hour and a half, and then it went down in 5 minutes, and then it ranged again for an hour and a half down there. But when it moved, it only moved like 9 pips or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because if Asian, if we're going to go somewhere, because I notice a lot of my losses on Asian session, typically I get stuck in a range. So I'm trying to figure out how can I stop that. And I noticed every time I got stuck in a trade like that, if I looked at the hourlies really didn't go anywhere. But then once the hourlies, like yesterday, these hourlies went somewhere. You see how these hourlies really aren't going anywhere? Then we went somewhere. So I noticed every time I got stuck in those ranges, the hourlies really didn't make new lows or highs. They just kind of went up and down. But if we look on the 15 minutes, it looks like that was yesterday. What day was I on? I was over here. Like, it might look like we're doing something, or I think it was here. It might look like something's happening, but on the hourly, it just looks like it's much clearer to see like there's nothing there.
Yeah, but if you even look at that 15, it looks like it ain't doing crap.
Yeah, 15 doesn't look like
isn't horrible.
Yeah, it could fill this wick and follow the support. That makes sense, but I think there's a better trade coming. So I'm just gonna wait on it. Something in my eye.
Yeah, I closed my. I'm prefer to wait. I think it's still going down. It's just like there isn't any move happening.
I think it's just. Let me see. So the way I'm looking at it, it broke that little mini support inside the range, and it just started retesting it. So, cause we came up with that bullish close, and then immediately just closed bearish on the 5. So I think in the next 10 minutes we'll see what it's gonna do.
If we do break that 5-minute support there, it will fly down. I feel like that's the only thing that's kind of holding it up right now too.
That support.
Yeah, the 5-minute support there.
Yeah.
I noticed a lot in Asian though. The 5-minute supports actually just they give trouble and they bounce a lot to support from each support.
Yeah, it's
I actually like watching
volume.
because it's slow. Sorry, Paul. What?
No, you're good. Keep going. My bad.
No, I was just gonna say I like watching the 5-minute on the Asian session because you get to experience it moving, or you get to experience like how price action's moving properly because it's slow. But it makes a lot of sense in the Asian session.
I get you. Yeah, if this hourly closes bullish above here, I'm going to take the high for a buy for 1-to-1, whatever we get. If we kind of close under here and this makes stays bearish, we don't close above here on the hourly. Maybe the 30-minute, depending on where we go. That's kind of what I'm thinking, because my rule is buys above here, but 4-hour previous is bearish. So we drop to the 2-hour. We got kind of a weaker close, and I've seen this setup on the 15-minute. And we can probably find one here, like right here. This looks exactly like our 4-hour or our 2-hour, and then we break down. So I think that is a good possibility of happening. But then this needs to not get above this 2-hour, and then as well, ideally not get higher, not make higher highs on the 30-minute. So if 30 minute and 1 hour start to make higher highs, then it's going to make sense that we head up a little bit in this little crap area. But I think ideally if we see lower lows happening, we're going to be better off to head down.
I think, honestly, I'd rather head down than head up here.
I like the 2 hour, like the way you're looking at the 2 hour. It makes more sense in the session, right?
Yeah.
Instead of waiting for 1 4 hour close, you kind of get a better understanding of where price is going to go in a shorter period amount of time.
Exactly, yeah, because we're not here for 4 hours. We're not looking at Asian session for 4 hours. We're looking at it for maybe 3 with 2 hours of trade time. So a 1 hour is probably even better, but 2 hours stronger, and I think 90% of the time, 80% of the time, that is going to work for the shorter term Asian session move.
Yes.
So, like I said, if the hourly makes lower lows, then this 2 hour should be broken, and we should continue down, which leaves plenty. Even if we catch the trade here, that still leaves us 15, 20 pips right there.
Mm-hmm.
Same
would
thing.
Would your previous 2 hour high there now come a bit lower to on top of that bullish wick, or you'd still keep it on that previous one there?
Here?
Yeah.
Oh, pre 2 hour. Yeah, that's an old one. I forgot to move it. I set that when we got here.
Gotcha.
Thank you for this advice.
Paying attention.
Someone's got to. Yeah, so that's right where I was thinking of buying from here to here.
Yeah, there. That looks cleaner. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 20 pips there. Maybe even get a wick up into here. Who knows? But see how the hourly and the 30 minute kind of close. Oh wow, we're already five minutes left on this 30. Huh.
We're just doing a dance right now. She's gonna dance the whole Asian session.
That's actually not correct, Hydra. If you go watch the streams, we actually get decent volume 75% of the time.
Tell them to go watch yesterday's stream.
Yeah, you can go watch yesterday's or the day before, or the day before, or the days before that. We get 5 days for Asian, right? I'd say 4 out of the 5 days we get at least 20, 30 pips of volume.
Yep, if you show up, you know.
Yep.
Dude, honestly, I think yesterday's session could teach so much.
Yeah.
Just about like looking at the charts for just in the most simplistic way and just taking a trade.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's always gonna have opinions. I mean, if we weren't getting trades, I wouldn't have been live streaming for 4 months now. If it was literally dog crap every single day, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna do something more productive with my time.
Yeah, I get more success in Asian session than I do NY. I've had more losses in NY than I have in Asian.
Yeah. NY, especially on GJ, has definitely been uglier lately, but it is normally a much more volatile session for sure. Yep.
Well, I mean, the easiest way to look at it is like you're not even making money off this. You're doing this.
Yeah, I don't even get paid.
Help people.
I don't get any YouTube, any Google. I get no income for the stream yet.
Bless your soul.
You know what they say, Paul?
What?
You know what they say, Paul? There's never any shortage of bad advice. Always someone that wants to come along and say something.
Yep. I mean, he didn't do anything. He was just voicing his opinion, but I think he could have worded it better because now he said he swing trades, which makes sense. I think at the end of Asian, if you're swinging, granted, I am not a swing trader, but I've caught a few nice ones in Asian session. Kind of the end of Asian, GJ specifically sometimes sets up nice to swing into London, but there's definitely not enough volume to catch a swing during Asian. It's 10, 20, maybe a 30, 40 pip move.
And you get that nice entry in the Asian session.
Yeah, sometimes it sets up real
the
nice.
Asian range is when you start to determine your setups or adjust your stops or whatever. Yeah. Or before the rollover hour. So those that swing mostly on daily do it just before the rollover hour, like 10, 15 minutes before.
Either way, who wants to waste their time? I would not understand that.
No, I mean, I understand where he's coming from. It's just when you come into a stream like this and you want to make a definitive statement, it is what it is.
To each their own, man.
Look like we formed a little bit of support on the 15 with this bullish candle going up.
Yeah, I want to see where this close. Shoot.
Ooh,
I want to see where this closes. I try to lean to the right and the arms a little higher. Yep, yeah, I'm not concerned about making money doing the live stream. If I make extra income from affiliates, cool. But the idea is that people are going to do it because, like, I think it's okay and worth doing. The amount of DMs, if I have them somewhere, I probably do. I could show how many companies come to me on a weekly basis. I've had 3 or 4 specifically come for YouTube to promote a broker to you guys that literally bends you over and screws you extremely hard. It's like insane commission. I'm getting a commission on your deposits, on your trades, and they get a commission on it. And I was like, how does this benefit anyone in my YouTube? And they're like, oh no, I mean, it's just for you to make a lot of money. And I was like, block.
That's how those guys are getting those Lambos.
Wait. You really think about it? You're doing a live stream for free to help people, and that's the whole basis of the live stream. And then you have someone come along and ask you if you just basically want to screw the people you're trying to help.
Yep. And I said no.
That's a whole bag of contradictory.
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
So
I don't think they replied to my message. When I said, how does this benefit anyone that I'm promoting it to, I don't think they replied.
Force is strong with this one.
Yeah. I was like, are you serious? Like,
Does not want to become
if you're gonna scam, at least be intelligent about it. Like, try to convince me otherwise or something.
How, like, do those brokers even get clients though? Like, how do they stay afloat?
I have no idea. I don't even know if it was a real broker.
Ooh, they wanted your social security.
Oh, they weren't getting anything from me, but they would have got from other people if I went with it. So hourly, yeah, hourly still has not gone anywhere. I want this hourly to close above now will be what I wait for and take it at the new high. Excuse me, because the idea is if we close above here, granted we have all of this kind of mess to the left, but we do kind of have a nice clean move up to here, which could still give us, I don't know, 15 pips. That's a nice quick little scalp. But we need to close above and then make a new high. But if this closes below and the next hourly also doesn't make a new high, then we're kind of forming lower lows or lower highs to continue falling. But this one didn't get below here, so still hasn't gone anywhere, and it hasn't closed or gone higher yet. So still these hourlies have now moved 15 pips, which in the same direction, which doesn't do anything.
So in this case, like a high above the previous body would be significant to you?
Huh?
So like you would want a high to be made higher than the previous 1 hour candle's body, not the wick?
So I want this one, if we're looking for buys, I want this one to not break this low, to close above, then we have a higher low to here, and we still have higher lows on these hourlies. Close above here, and the next hourly to get a high above the previous candle, and then I'll take it. Because then the hourly will have momentum or enough strength to at least move up a little bit, versus trying to drop into the 15 minute and catch new highs here. I mean, we're going to catch a new high for 5 pips and risk 6, 7. You know what I'm saying? So if the hourly can go somewhere, then we're going to get a good move. But like I was saying before, if the hourly doesn't really do anything, it's not going to go anywhere.
True.
So I'm trying to work on not getting stuck in the range and whatnot. Raquel and I talked about it a little earlier today. There's still improvements that need to be made, and one of the big ones I've even noticed is I always get stuck in the range with this high and low thing, and it might not be ranging on like the 15 minute might look pretty decent in terms of like clean traffic up and down or whatever, but the hourly really hasn't gone anywhere. Like the 15 might have nice traffic, 20 pips up and down, but the hourlies didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, just ranging.
Yeah, so then when I get in it and I lose, I'm like, oh, we're ranging now. But if I look at the hourly before and like the previous hourly or two together, price didn't really go anywhere.
Yeah, you'd want the hourly to align with the direction that you're going, but actually make structure in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, the way you're looking at it is if this hourly closes above those bodies, it just makes more sense that the last two couldn't close above that, but this one could. So
Yep, that
it
too.
should potentially go up, right?
If it closes above and makes a high, it makes sense to go up.
Yeah, I think honestly, I really don't want to take a trade until like Asian Open.
That's
I
what
don't
I'm,
even think we're gonna have a possibility till Asian Open.
Yep, that's what I'm waiting for as well.
Because this thing is just like dancing.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Just wait on it. So
Gurja, you still working with GA?
No, that thing stopped him out 2 hours ago. Look what it did.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it right now, but I got stopped out.
That thing said, Gurja, give me your money.
Gurja left the
Legit look away for a second. Anthony's like, didn't you see what happened? I turned back, and it flew.
Because I was watching the chart, and I blinked, and all of a sudden I saw a huge green candle. And I was trying to I was like, what the? Dude, that was just red. It was like 12 pips. Like teleported. I wouldn't mind that to my take profit. That'd be cool.
and we wait.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Got my legs up. I'm chilling.
Oh my god.
Thanks, Yvonne. I've been moved on. I don't concern myself with that stuff. I'm more than happy in my real life that my social media life doesn't affect what happens in my real life. So
You got people asking if you've blown accounts before, Paul.
if I have blown accounts, I can't even count that high. When I first started, it was, oh my, I mean, granted, when I was funding my first accounts, it was like 100 here, few hundred there, 500-600 there, and I skipped the whole demo trading part, which I really wish I would have done to at least like learn a little bit. But on the other hand, I think it also starting real trading and literally just losing money the entire time, I think gave me a faster learning curve than normal people, as well as the help from everyone I got help from. So I mean, I lost more money in the beginning, but I also learned quicker at the same time. So, gotta weigh out the pros and the cons. Yeah. So, but yeah, I've done it many times and just never gave up. I'm not a quitter, so I'm waiting for Savannah to come on. That's our jam.
That's when we start going.
That's when GJ starts moving.
GG looks so messy on the 15-minute.
Yeah. I feel so much better not being in this mess right now, hoping it goes the right way.
Yeah, because if we were like paying attention to 15 and taking on it on high to get up to the top there, like we would have been biting our nails right now.
Yep. Yeah, no problem, Jasmine. Gasman, sorry if I butchered that. I mean, losing's a part of it. So, if you think you're gonna be that person, I mean, I thought I was gonna be the person that never lost. I always won every day. Never took a loss. You'll learn soon enough that you don't. Not only do you not need to do that, but you're not going to do that. So.
Word to Big Bird.
Yep. I mean, there's plenty of ways to do it. If you have less than a 1-to-1 like risk to reward, or a 1-to-1 is like your max, but you win 80-90% of the time, you're gonna be fine. If you win 20, 30, 40% of the time, but you have like 3-to-1, 4-to-1 RR, you're gonna be fine. There's plenty of ways. There's no one way to trade, and anyone that tells you there is, you should get rid of them from your life, is what you should do. Because there's so many ways you could trade. I mean, just looking at social media, like, some of the stuff that, like, you guys say in the chat, I'm like, that makes absolutely no sense, but it clearly works because you won the trade, and you've been here every day winning the trade. Like, this guy, Nix, he always comes in the chat. He hasn't been here in a while, but he's always selling when we're buying, and we both hit TP. Or he's selling right as we're waiting for a buy. He hits TP, we hit buy, we get TP. So there's no one way to do it. You just gotta find what works for you. It's pretty simple. If you like a bunch of indicators, then use a bunch of indicators. If you like strictly price action, use price action. Yep, exactly. I think learning with real money is much better than demoing. Just put 100 or a few hundred in an account and just trade and see what happens. And you're gonna figure it out eventually. And eventually you'll just be sick and tired of losing money and you'll make it work. Yep, learning from losses is good. I've also learned sometimes when you lose, if you get emotional, it's good to come back and analyze it when you're calmer and you're not emotional. So then you can actually look at it intelligently and say, okay, this is where I messed up. This is where I can be better, versus if you're mad, you're just like, no, the market's just out to get me kind of stuff. Yep. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I'm done. I'm just rambling. Just someone jump in whenever.
I was gonna say, I got a quick question on the 15-minute for GJ. If you can switch over.
Yeah, I see I think I know what you're about to say, breaking this Bears one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, do you guys think that's like a good entry? But the only thing that turns like me off from the trade is like how Anthony was saying last time when we came down all the way here, it rejected so hard off the 5 minute and it came right back up. So like, what are your guys' thoughts on based on like entering once this closes and entering at the low of it, or just waiting for the wasn't say last low support that's down here to break?
What's up? I missed that. I'm sorry. So
I
if
was
it
gonna
breaks
say,
here,
so
what are the chances we break here?
no. So basically, I was saying waiting for this 15 minute to close, right? And then
Yeah.
entering at the low of that. But the only thing that turns me off from this trade was because last time when we were heading down, it hit a 5 minute support,
Mm-hmm.
and then once it hit the 5 minute support, it shot right back up. So do you think it would be a better choice of just waiting for that 5 minute support down there to break and then enter?
I'm not entering till the hourly goes somewhere. So if these 15 minutes bounce around in here, then there just won't be a trade for me. But
Just trying,
but yeah,
trying to
the
stay
trade. I
patient.
think I just if it breaks here and breaks here, but like barely breaks here and doesn't break here, then we still didn't go anywhere on the hourly, and it could pull back up again. And if you use that current candle stop loss, it could take you out, and you take a loss for no reason, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe. Because I was planning on like seeing what happens with this current 50 minute if it closes like a strong bearish, and that's the only way I would have had a chance of entry. But I just didn't like what was happening down here on these wicks.
Yep. Yeah, I just think I think the 15 right now is irrelevant because we need the hourly to actually go somewhere to
Yeah.
use the 15.
Like it's stuck right here. It has to either break this little resistances for me or head down further, right?
Exactly. Yep. Yeah.
Makes sense. If the higher time frame moves, you're gonna see a better reaction on the lower time frame, right? So
Yep. But the higher time frame has to be moving, and right now we're not. So that's the idea.
yeah.
Yep. Exactly. Okay. Anything you do well assuming they are out together? Yeah. They do well assuming they're out together. Make sure you take smarter trades. The market's not out to get anyone. I don't believe that. Smart money, there might be. Like I said, you guys know the way I trade. I will give you all the advice I know on what I do. If you ask me something on something I don't do, I'm not going to give advice because that's not what I do. So why should I give someone advice on something that's different than what I'm actually doing? So I would say ask somebody who trades with smart money or does something like that. Maybe someone who does fundamentals. They'll probably have a better idea on that because, like I said, I just like the candles structure, higher lows, higher highs, price action. That's it. So if I am trading with smart money, cool. If I'm not, I'm still winning. I don't really care. But I have heard it before. I just don't know enough about it to give you any intelligent advice on it, is what I would say. How do you overcome the big mental barrier you get after blowing accounts? I mean, it's going to be different for everyone, but for me, it just took emptying the account enough times to just be sick of my own shit and actually make a change, to be honest, because I wasn't making any progress, so, and I wanted to make progress, and I knew to make progress I had to make a change to stop blowing the accounts. So I figured out what I was doing wrong, took the emotions out of it, which took a while, still not perfect yet, but eventually you just get there. But you gotta look at it from, I want to say like an outside perspective, but not. So like when you make a mistake, like nobody wants to be wrong, but you have to look at it like if you lose, you were wrong. It doesn't matter. You didn't win, you weren't right. So figure out how you could have been, and then hopefully it'll start to work out then. And then don't overcomplicate it. That was a big thing for me, is the simpler and the dumber down I could make this, the easier it got. You guys have anything else to say to that? on how to get over that mental barrier?
Sorry, I was away for a second. I was out of it there. My bad.
Some MRAD asked in the chat how you get over the mental barrier of blowing accounts and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I just said, totally forgot what I said. I'm having a blank.
Well, like the way I look at it, if you
I have
blow
something to say.
it's like a mistake at the end of the day, but it's like in order to succeed, you have to learn from your mistakes, right? So when you blow a count, obviously, right, it's you're getting over that that psychological barrier of always being scared of blowing an account. So you're already one step ahead of every other trader. You already felt that fear. So going forward, it's like you're gonna come 10 times harder, and you're not gonna have that in the back of your head.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
I have something to say, Paul.
Go ahead.
So, I was one of these guys who wouldn't do demo trading because it's not the same and because it's not real and the psychological and all of that. So I never did demo trading. I lost a lot of money on live accounts until one guy just said, look, take a $3,000 demo account and start out with 0.30 lots and do little trades and get a few pips here and there and do that. Oh, and he said only take 3 trades per week, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 1 trade each day.
Mm-hmm.
And he said do that for a few weeks and then maybe increase it to 2 trades per day at the max. So I did that for a month and things started to look decent. And then I started to hit it on demo aggressively for like 3 months. And after that, I went back to live. And yes, the psychology is different, but the demo trading helped a lot. So
it like helped you build the discipline you needed, and then the only thing you had to overcome was your psychology or your mind, your mental.
Well, yeah, but there's an element of truth that gets skipped when. Because I had started on a $500 account and I went from $500 to $18,000 in 3 days, and I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And to this day, it scarred me.
I bet.
Yeah, it's brutal. Because I always have to battle with the reality of going from 500 to 18,000 in 3 days, which is not the kind of reality that you're actually going to see every day in the markets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I think Rick in the chat, he kind of hit it on the head. There's no technique, there's no trick, there's no book or audio book or YouTube video you can watch that's going to give you a secret to get through it. I mean, if you want to cross a field, you got to walk across it. So just keep walking. Eventually you get to the other side. Basically like if you want to be a 200-pound fit person and you're 180, is there a magic pill you can take that just, boom, overnight you're 200 pounds? No, you just eat and you train and you consistently do it every day and you get there. Same thing here.
You got to man up, you got to level up.
Yep.
Yo, Paul.
And a lot of truth doesn't help. A lot of truth doesn't hurt.
True.
Yo, Paul.
Yep.
Yo, can I just do you mind if I add something?
Of course, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say as well, it's also about having, like a well in-depth trading plan. Because then if you have a trading plan, you know what you're willing to risk per trade. You're less likely to blow an account. Do you know what I mean? As long as you stick to your back-tested strategy. Do you know what I mean?
Yep. I mean, what since you joined, what do you feel was? Because I mean, you kind of picked up on it pretty quick. You didn't really have any big issues, but what do you think was just the turning point for you?
Like, I don't know. I just felt the psychology was at the start. I was chasing losses, and then like I feel like it was I don't know, just sort of a decision to, like you say, make that change. And I realized that, you know, you were talking about getting a trading plan going. So once I really wrote it out and stuck to something and said, does it fit my rules? If it doesn't, I'm out. If it does, I'm in. You know what I mean? Like, it stops you from, if you really stick to it and you're disciplined, then you can stop yourself from taking bad trades. Or, you know, if you're someone who'd only trade breakout, you wouldn't be taking this because we're below resistance. So, you know, it would stop yourself from taking losses. And I'd say as well as just putting in the hours and doing chart work, and, you know, as well, yeah, just that really.
Perfect.
Well said, brother.
Very well said. I always love hearing when you have some input.
Yeah, no, it's just like for traders wanting to, you know, be serious, they have to make that conscious decision that that's the reality of being profitable. You know, there's such a minority of people that actually make money. So you got to think, what are they doing? And this is the reality of it. Making that conscious decision to take it to the next level.
Also picking up like habits of successful traders, right?
Yeah, definitely. And it's about adapting as well, learning from mistakes. But it's all part of the process of just getting better.
Word. One hour starting to move a little bit. Minutes to Asian Open.
Yep. I know where we're going too. We're going up or we're going down, for sure. So the idea with the new hourly too is this 2 hour bias is bullish still. And if we close on this hourly in 5 minutes and we make a new high, we should fill this wick and head up into this area. Maybe fill these wicks, but this is a really hard area. So that's kind of what I'm thinking on the hourly. If it closes underneath, I think we'll wait another 30. Because it wicked up to it, but I wanted to close above.
There's a guy in the YouTube chat, Muhammad Ali, who said, but if you have a $10 account, you can't risk 2% because if you open the trade, it's already down 2%. You know, I've traded up from $5 and from $10, and it's not pretty. So it can be done, but it really doesn't. You can't really conform to any risk management plan until it gets up to like even $100 is too small. So if you're going to risk 2% or 1% per trade, you need a $500 account. Anything lower than that, you're just messing around.
I think yeah, like bare minimum $100 at least. Anything below that, no.
Yeah, I think it's good to start with $100 account just to, you know,
Because
feel what it's like to be in a live trade. You know, risking the minimum.
And it's like if you're willing to, right, like at most, right, if you could save up $100, that's something like, just say if you did lose it, it's not
it's not that big a deal. Yeah,
it's not gonna kill you.
but if you lose, you know, I hear people like putting down $2,000 when they don't even know how to trade properly. It's just like that's why people give up at the first hurdle, because they lose such a big amount.
Like
and it just messes with your psychology.
I was talking to Paul earlier about that as well. It's like, it doesn't matter if like X amount of money you have in your account. If you could put 5K in it, that's awesome, but that doesn't mean you're gonna win every trade, right? If you have $1,000 account and you're making good profits and you're consistent, then of course, right, put more money into it. But the dollar factor of your account doesn't matter. If you can't win, you can't win.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, most traders will lose 100% of it within 3 months, so consider that.
Yeah. I think it's good. Part of the whole process is about starting from small and building it up. And you know, like me personally, I started with £100 when I first wanted to like be serious, and I got it up to like 250. So I thought, you know, using my strict rules, that's what I can do. So then you start depositing more and more as time goes by, just to build it up gradually. That's how I did it personally.
Yeah, 15 minutes are literally just sideways.
Well, I think we need to do a Harrison challenge. This guy is great.
A Harris.
Wait, did anyone just hear what I just said? I thought my screen just.
Yeah,
went
I
black.
heard you. I heard we need to have you do a challenge and lead it.
What's the challenge?
You're gonna lead us in a build a small account challenge. Be great.
Oh yeah,
So step number 1, you force us to make trading plans that are reasonable.
yeah. To be fair, on my Instagram, I post.
Oh, you did it already?
Yeah. You can pull. You've seen my Instagram, haven't you?
What is your IG?
Hang on, let me give it to you. It's like _H_FX, and then another __. It's a bit of a long one. But...
_H_FX_. Got it.
Yeah, man.
1 second.
Oh yeah, dude, we follow each other on Pips for Days.
Oh.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, say nothing, bro. Oh, cool. No, I've seen some of your trades. You've been doing decent, bro.
Thank you, brother.
I just started trading New York today.
Nice.
I took 2 losses on them buys once it broke above 131.750, I think. Once we formed that support there, I got in off the 15 high, but it pulled back. And then I think I took sells earlier on once it broke.
Oh yeah, I see you did your live thing. Your small
Oh yeah, on my
account
story.
4 weeks
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
4 weeks
Yeah,
ago,
that's.
right?
Yeah, no, I just started really dating it the last like week or 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, I'll go through it in the next few days. I might have some questions. I'm following you now.
Oh, cool, bro.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Good, brother.
Thanks, by the way.
That's right.
Yeah, mine gapped a little bit.
Are you in cells, Paul?
I'm not at anything yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm just waiting. Yeah, so this hourly didn't close above here. Yeah, we haven't gone anywhere yet. I'm thinking we're coming down though. 30-minute structures kind of happened before. These two 30 minutes couldn't even retrace one 30-minute candle. So I'm thinking the pressure's still to the downside. Maybe a break below the previous 30. Stop on whatever wick we make. Hourly's bullish though.
Yeah, 15 minutes kind of got that little support there. It's
Yeah,
moving sideways. Break below that. If for the downside.
yeah, maybe a good 30-minute close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like it's pushing a bit. Hourly open, making top wick.
Hey, Paul, can I address something real quick? I know you probably don't want to talk about it. Can you give me about 30 seconds?
Yep.
So I just got onto IG and I've been reading all the stories all day about all the stuff that's been going on. And I just want, it's really funny because I think a lot of people that don't think that we're all adults and can't find for ourselves what we value or what we think has good content or has value, they want you to just listen to them. And what they're basically saying is we don't trust you enough as adults to make your own decision on whether or not you find Paul valuable or not, right? So they're basically just saying don't listen to him or don't listen to any of that. We don't think you're adult enough to make a decision on yourself whether or not Paul has good content, right? Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
They're basically saying you're not adult enough to make decisions for yourself
Essentially.
on what you find valuable. It's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I've always believed surround yourself with where you want to be.
Right.
So that's what I did, and that's what.
And we all get it, right? All of us who put ourselves out there in this market, we all get that backlash. And I've always just said, if you don't find what we say to be valuable, then that's your choice. You're an adult.
Mhm.
But when you don't allow people to make choices, I just think that's a pretty slippery slope. And these people, they're good traders. I'm not saying anything bad about anybody, but it's like they don't want you to be able to make decisions, and it fascinates me. At this point, I'm old though, so I'm getting tired of it.
If we break this previous 2-hour high,
If we close above here, we'll get a better trade. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. Nobody's forced to do anything.
Clay, are you really old or just old enough?
I'm 43.
That's pretty interesting.
I've been doing this since 2006, so 2006, 2005, somewhere in that range.
So you're a spring chicken that masquerades as an old man. I got it.
Well, I don't
My
even know what
bones
that
hurt
means.
every day.
Right.
I don't know. I'm just fascinated by, and obviously I've gone my rounds with people too, but I'm just fascinated by it's constant just bickering. And it's just at this point, it's like, good night. I just want to shut down all my, whatever you call it. What is it? The
Social media?
Well, yeah, I just want to shut it down. I don't do it. It's like,
yeah. I mean, that's what.
There's never a day where there's not some cat fight between 5 people. It's insane.
I mean, there's a keyboard for a reason, so I just don't take the internet too seriously.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Unless you're trading and you lose all your money, then maybe take it serious.
in that case, throw it out the window.
But I mean, a lot of these people have a lot of success. If you look at it, it's a lot of, and awesome for them. But I don't understand why you need to be going after a bunch of people. Then it doesn't make sense to me. And I've done it too. I'm guilty of it. But I need to change that myself.
Yeah, we talked about that a while ago. I remember that. Yeah, some people must be incels. I just want this thing to go somewhere. We have literally gone, since we got to the chart, we've moved 14.5 pips. I'm hoping to TP at least 14.5 pips.
I'm in Dow sense. So GJ goes down, Dow will go down. So I'd like it to go down. Go down.
On the bright side, at least we weren't in that inner trade during this 14 pip range.
Thank you, Rosemary. I mean, New York was crap. There's a good chance Asian could repeat itself. No pain, no gain. Yeah, I guess. I'm not answering. I've answered that every single day, every day this week you've been here. Simplify. You gotta put 2 and 2 together, my man. There's a 30-second delay, so a few blinks of the eye and then you're caught up to real time on my end. So, and I told you this 3 times this week, I'll tell you again. If you see one of these on the screen, buy or sell, that means I'm in a trade. If you don't, it means I'm not in a trade.
So I don't know how everyone else feels too, but I was just talking to Paul on Instagram too, and talking to him about starting to cover gold and the Dow a little bit starting next week. So if anyone's interested in doing that,
Yep.
I was telling Paul I would help him out with that because that's what I trade pretty exclusively, those two. So
I'm done.
if
Yeah,
anyone wants analysis on that, we can start doing some of that too for Paul. So
I would love to do analysis with you, but I don't want to trade it personally if that's okay myself. Like, I'm not going to trade it myself, but like I would love to have a conversation about it.
People that ask about gold all the time, and so.
Are you gonna do that here, Clay?
Yeah, no, this is for Paul. I don't want anything from it. I don't want anything. I want Paul to be successful in it. And some of the stuff that's been talked about him
That
today
sounds awesome.
kind of motivated me to do that because I want Paul to be successful and kind of prove the doubters wrong. So.
Oh yeah, man, I'm an open book to that.
So if they say that Paul doesn't provide good content, which I think is untrue, we'll just up the good content. It's fine.
Even if you're not trying to prove something, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, I think we can add.
It's like the Last Dance and Michael Jordan, right? He was always looking for the slightest little thing to keep his competitive juices flowing, right?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have had way more bro talk this week than normal, which is being changed today. But
I just thrive on it. I thrive on competition. I like challenges, and if we can help we can help Paul do that and provide even more content, that would be awesome. So
I am in.
I think covering more than GJ would be cool. Because that's all. I don't even look at other pairs. Not even just to like say hey and see what's going on.
Well, I think it would help you too, Paul, when the markets are slow right now. If you had other instruments to cover when GJ is going slow, that would build your audience as well.
Yeah, that's
You guys down to? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. I was gonna say, you guys down to hop on gold right now and just take a quick look?
Yeah, I mean, I would do it. It's Paul's stream. Paul's the boss, so Paul decides what happens here.
Where did he go?
What? Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you wanna hop on the gold right now? Just take a quick look at it.
You're the boss, so Paul decides what happens.
Yeah, no, sorry. My girlfriend gives me feedback on how I need to be better on the stream, and she says I need to stop missing so many questions in the chat and being rude. So I'm trying to make sure I read everything in the chat. What did you say, Dow?
The gold.
Gold.
Because I only hear, I don't have a ton of experience in it. I used to trade it like before, and I would just lose every trade.
Gold is really easy. So Paul, if you'll go to the 4-hour chart, because I can't see. I'm on my phone. My internet's down today. Gold's really easy. So let's go to the 4-hour chart.
Which one do you want me to? Owanda or Ice?
It doesn't matter. I don't care which one it is.
Okay.
Okay, you on the 4-hour chart?
Yep. Looks like buys.
Okay. So if you look to the very left of the chart from the very beginning, probably in March, right? To the far left, is it an uptrend or a downtrend from the very beginning of that? When the chart to the left, is it an uptrend or a downtrend?
Here looks like it's like an uptrend right now.
Okay,
Just based off
it
that.
is. You're right. It's an uptrend if you go from the far left, right? So go to the daily chart, and if you could, Paul, stop me if you need to, but go to the daily.
Just multitasking, that's all.
Is the daily an uptrend or a downtrend?
Downtrend right now.
Yeah, it looks like it closed between below these.
But if you go all the way to the left, right? All the way to the left from the very beginning, I don't know what
Uptrend.
that is. It's an uptrend, right?
Yeah. With the
Okay,
pulp.
so now go to the weekly.
Damn, how much am I getting paid hourly for this?
Yeah, Paul.
Uptrend.
You'll be good. Uptrend. So, okay, go to the last one. Go to the monthly.
coming.
Uptrend, right?
Up.
It looks very bullish.
How many times in trading do you have all 4 major higher time frames aligned in the same direction? Not a lot.
Not a lot.
Okay, so if you have all higher time frames in an uptrend, wouldn't it stand to reason you want to buy dips at every time it dips? You want to buy until that pattern changes.
My question is like, how do you know how far the dip is gonna be though? Like, you get what I mean?
Well, there's things you can do to see that and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is, if the overall trend is up, you want to go down, you want to scale down to the 1 hour chart, and you want to buy dips at major support levels, right?
Yeah.
Now, if I was doing it the way I would do it, I would let's say 725 today, right? It got down there, and if I wanted to trade 725, I would put a quarter of a position at 725, and then I would be prepared to add to it. But I'm a swing trader, right? So I do things a little bit different. So I don't mind getting in at 1725 and then adding at 1691. I don't care, because I know that the overall trend is up, and it's it's going to swing. I just have to be patient enough to wait for it.
Yeah, like I get what you mean. I agree with you. Like, if you are patient, like how you said, all the time frames are uptrend. Like majority of the time, it's gonna hit your TP because it's an uptrend, and it's not like the direction is gonna change all of a sudden on the monthly or the weekly and start heading down like super hard.
Okay, and if it's going to change on the monthly chart, what chart is going to change to a downtrend before the monthly chart changes to a downtrend?
The 1 minute.
Yes. So I mean, well, the monthly, the daily. Like if I start on the 4 hour, then I start noticing the 1 hour breaking, major support levels, and then I start seeing the 4 hour do it. Then that trend's changing. But until that trend changes, why would I do anything except trade the overall higher time frame trend?
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. But I was gonna say one thing that when we were skipping through the time frames, I noticed is like if you wanna like enter at a lower time frame, I think it was a 4 hour. It looked like it was creating like a support right now. If you can go through drop down to 4 hour or a daily.
And you also have to think about what's going on. At least I'm here in the United States. Not everyone's here in the United States, but they're printing money.
Yeah.
And so inflation is going to do what?
It's gonna shoot gold up, no?
Yep. And we didn't hit the target. We got to 1764, right? But if you look on the monthly, the target is 1796 from April 2012. And if you get past 1796, the next one is 1913. There's a lot of room between 1796 or where it, and 1911. So the targets still haven't been hit on the monthly time frames.
Nice.
Yeah, and then just one thing that I noticed based off this 4 hours, like it's like creating like a support here based off of this resistance, right? And then I would take like an entry at the 4 hour break, something like that.
Yep. So the other question then too is, we always are trading just probabilities, right?
Yep.
So what is the higher probability of sell it to forward drop down from 1790, which is major resistance, and selling off from there? What is the bigger probability?
Hey, could you repeat that? The mic
probably touching resistance, right? I was saying the bigger probability is for it to touch that 1796 and sell off from there. Now it sold off from 1764, but the higher probability would have been 1796.
Clay, please repeat the question because it cut out.
Yeah, sorry. So what is the higher probability trade? Selling gold at 1796, which is a major resistance level from 2012, or selling it off from where it sold off from at 1764? What would be the higher probability trade?
From the resistance at 1796.
From the resistance, yeah, and that doesn't mean it's going to happen. It sold from 1764, but if I'm going to sell it, I want to sell it at 1796, not in some no man's land at 1764. I want to see it touch the resistance and then reject it, right?
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
So it's just about probabilities. It's the higher probability.
Yep.
And another touch base too when you're talking about the inflation, right? For a lot of with inflation, your the intrinsic value of the US dollar decreases, which would cause gold to increase. Weak US dollar, stronger gold.
Exactly. Gold and silver, all those commodities, right?
Mm-hmm.
So sorry, Paul. I took over for 10 minutes, but just wanted to kind of, I mean, just follow the trend, right? Just trend it.
Yeah, no, your good price didn't go anywhere, so.
Yeah. This thing is crap.
So you want to drop down to the hour
But
and
what do
show
I,
us where you take entries?
but again, what do I know? Because I'm going to be attacked next week too. So what do I know? Supposedly I'm going to get attacked next week too on Instagram. So what do I know?
As long as you know what you know, it doesn't matter, right?
I don't.
No,
care.
it doesn't matter.
I think it's fun.
I think you did great.
I thought it was lovely.
I think it's fun. I'm glad that there's 5 people watching me all the time. I think it's a little disrespectful. I think it should be at least 10.
Clay, oh, sorry.
No, go, bro, go.
I was just gonna say, I think Clay needs a new router or something.
He's on his phone.
On his phone, that's why.
Yeah.
Well, my internet is down, so I'm on my phone.
You're in,
We had a nasty storm here last night.
Oh yeah, you said that yesterday, right? I think.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm in Idaho. I'm in Boise, Idaho area.
Idaho. What you had, tornadoes or something?
No, it's just those spring thunderstorms that come through every afternoon.
Dang. So what, you don't sell gold at all, you just buy it as of right now?
Well, no, I sold gold at $17.39 today, but if any gold selling I'm doing right now is more short term, right?
Hold. Yeah, and then you buy up from the support.
Well, I've got buys in from 14.75 all the way up to here, where it's at,
What?
Say that again?
No, it's 14.75?
Yeah. So I'm holding those long term, but I'm also selling, right, during the day, intraday or day trading it on. But the higher time frame, I've got 30 positions on gold.
What was your target?
2,000 at least.
God, man, what the hell?
But I've got
He's running a portfolio.
But I've got oil buys. I've got 30 contracts on oil buys at 11. So, and the market will have to get me out of those. I'm not getting out of them.
I don't think he does, John.
What do I do?
You don't have a YouTube channel, right?
I hate YouTube. No, I have like 600 followers on my YouTube channel, but I never do anything anymore. I can't stand it. I could not do what Paul does. No. But I did do it about a year ago. I did it every day, and if you actually went on there, you could see that we were talking about gold at 12.75 being long, and the targets were 2,000 over a year ago.
Dude, you should stick around one day for like after hours so we could pick your brain about gold.
I'm always available to pick my brain. I mean, if Paul let me, I'll give you my IG address. But this is Paul's. I don't want anything from it. I'm not trying to get money from anybody. But I can give you my IG, and you can ask me all you want.
Damn,
but that's up to Paul.
Give me your...
Because I'm not going to do anything that upsets Paul, because I've been down that road. So if Paul's cool, then I'll tell you.
If I'm cool with what?
Paul, can I have his IG?
I don't care.
go
You're a
without
person.
Paul.
You can make a decision. Come on now. This isn't
it's Iron Man Futures Trading on Instagram.
Oh, you're Iron Man.
Yes, that's me.
Oh.
I think everyone has your IG already.
I don't.
I know I am.
But I haven't like seen you around in a little while.
I know.
But I remember you talking about gold all the time.
Yeah. I do it. I do gold, oil, the Dow, and silver, and that's all I trade.
Wait, what is it? Iron Man what?
Iron Man Futures Trading.
Futures trading.
And I have a guy that created a fake account about me. Iron Man Futures Trading is a scam, and it's beautiful. I absolutely love him.
Just gave you a follow.
Clay's an old man.
I am an old man. But I'll be heading up to Alaska in 3 weeks, so that's nice.
Alaska? What's in Alaska?
I'm going to South Dakota later.
Fishing, man. I'm a fly fishing fanatic.
Dude, my uncle goes deep sea fishing. Oh, DJ's breaking up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He does tournaments and stuff, man. They make so much money.
Yeah.
Big ass tuna fish. Sorry, Paul.
It's funny how you always whenever you do it, you catch it after it comes out, and it's like,
Dude,
oh,
it's
well.
so bad, bro. I'm
Yeah.
Italian, and my mom curses every 2 seconds. Like I can't help it. I try.
Paul, is there a way to, when we start doing this next week, is there a way to take control of the screen so I could do gold, or is there not a way to do that?
Oh, I'll just put it on gold, and you can annotate.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay, cool.
That should work.
My mine broke up like 5 pips ago. Oh, all right. See you later, GJ.
Is it going down or up?
Going
No,
up.
yeah,
Don't say see you later. It just finally moved after 2.5 hours.
No. Mine went up 5 pips from that resistance. Yours just broke on trading view. That's weird.
It's a little. Apparently, Zoom is delayed. I don't know how. I don't have a delay on anything, so.
No,
Yeah,
man,
if this
you're-
30-minute closes above, I'm gonna take a buy at the new high. Stop loss on whatever wick we make. If we don't make a wick, then I'll put it on the previous 15. So, well, that would be there. So.
Yep.
You said Zoom's delayed?
That's what Tiger said.
Maybe there's some latency issues.
The timing down on your Zoom and my trading view is exactly the same right now.
Yeah, I think TradingView and MT4 just don't align properly. From that support, from the top of those candles to that wick, how many pips is that?
From where?
Pips.
From the top, no, from the candle, the candle close at the resistance.
Oh.
No, to the top of this current candle.
2 or 3 pips.
Yeah, mine's 5, 6. So that's why I thought it was just gonna start running.
I really hope this thing just start running.
Yeah.
Finally, like a move out of this range.
I mean, we're still in this crap
Yeah.
area, but at least we moved a little bit now.
I think right where we're at now could be a problem. Maybe a little one.
If it's a problem, the next candle is not going to get higher than this one, and we're going to come back down.
Yeah, well, this thing's just running, so. You think we should have taken an entry once it broke the high of this 15?
You could have. I was waiting for a close, like I said, so I made sure I waited for a close, because when it doesn't move, I like to see closes, but when we're moving, then I like the highs and lows. Those work good enough, but we just weren't moving.
Well,
Sometimes she retests and sometimes she doesn't.
yeah. Also, with the close, at least you get to see the high being broken instead of it just closing right back in the range.
Yep, exactly.
But this candle's pretty big.
Yep, 30 minutes left on the 4 hour should run us up to these wicks, maybe into here on the 4 hour.
So how would you take this entry for a stop loss?
Whatever the next. So I'm hoping we close somewhere here. We get a wick down. I'm gonna put the stop loss here and enter once we break the high.
On the current wick, or on the wick that would be the low of that current candle.
Yeah, whatever the current one makes.
Damn, dude.
Yep.
My English is subpar right now.
We love you, bro.
Thank you.
Dude, I hate me.
Are you saying him or me? I don't know who you're talking to.
Love
Me.
both. I love all.
Yeah,
Nah,
Tyrone, you're
both
not.
gonna bite me.
Tyrone, you're not missing out on anything. If you don't know anything about it, just stay out of it. It's the best thing you can do. Drama is the biggest waste of energy in life.
Dude, put that energy somewhere else, man. Always. Freak that stuff.
Use it to motivate you.
Nah, I just ignore it. You know, my theory is, dude, it's like, people want to talk crap to me. I'm so good at talking crap, dude. You'll never win. So people, like my friends or anyone, you know, I associate with, dude, they don't even bother because I always win in the end.
Yeah.
You and I,
Yeah,
you
I'm
and I
good
should
at
just
it.
do that. You and I should just do that for one day and just see who gives up after like 8 hours. That'd be awesome.
Dude,
Yeah, I feel like Anthony, you're good at everything you do. I feel like you say everything you do, you're always super good at. I feel suspicious.
what's that supposed to mean?
I said it. What do you mean? What's
Don't
it
be
supposed to mean?
suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
What do I say I'm good at? Call me egotistical guy?
No, you're the best at COD.
Oh, dude,
You're the
because
best
I am.
arguer.
Look at my GB rank, kid.
I'm just trolling you.
He's horrible at COD. I have to just throw that out there real quick.
Oh my god.
Who are you? Why
Are
are
we
you?
playing tonight?
Hey, we still got 30 minutes. What are you doing? Keep it on topic.
I'm just eating. I'm sorry.
Yeah, or we got an hour. My bad. We got an hour.
Yeah.
We got a whole hour to catch all these pips, baby.
But now, do you see the difference in? Where's my fancy little? I love doing the annotating with the arrow. I feel so official. So look at the size of this candle versus the size of these candles before open. Which one has more volume? Obviously this one. So.
Wait, those two candles were. Oh, that's the 30-minute. Never mind.
Yep.
So, can you go to the 1 hour?
Yes.
I was gonna say it was a nice call to wait for the hourly to like move somewhere, because then if like I'm not sure if I think Katz was in those cells before, where you guys decided to wait and wait for the Asian Open, and that was a nice call. I think so, because like you said, it was just stuck there on the hourly. It didn't do much.
Yep.
Like I feel like the biggest thing with trading is you just want to find like. There's plenty of moves a day, right? And there's plenty of entries. You can catch, beyond pips, but you always want to find that perfect trade where you could be in, the most minimal amount of drawdown or no drawdown at all, right? So it's better to wait for something like this than to see like a 20 pip candle inside that range, but for it to move 20 pips in that range, it had to go through 14 obstacles.
Some people don't like drawdown. I love drawdown.
You're drunk.
Alright, so if we close above here, I'm gonna put stop loss on whatever wick we make on the next candle and entry above.
What if there's no wick?
Hold on, I'm marking it quick. So no wick, 15-minute. Maybe below the bullish 15-minute if we don't have a wick. Let me see what kind of stop loss that gives us. Oh no, that's
still take it.
That's 16 pips though. I don't know if I like it.
I feel like I'd like a retest, right?
I'd like a wick down first to show we kind of bounced off of it at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm paying attention to the 15 for that.
Yeah, I don't like this just continuing up.
Yeah, it's either a 16 pip stop with a smaller size or.
I mean 5-minute, but I don't
or
trust
you wait.
Nah, I don't know about that.
That's just asking to get wicked out.
You might as well just pick a 10 pip stop at that point, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, I don't know. Could you maybe like just put it underneath this support, this new support?
If you want to, yeah.
I haven't accepted.
I don't like that though. I don't know.
I'd prefer a wick down.
Hopefully it comes down a little bit.
Looks like it's coming down, right? My US 30 is going down, so.
Yeah, technically it's still a lower high.
Well, see, like where it closed on my 15-minute. It closed right by those 3 candles that had the same close. So maybe this is like a point of interest that it needs to break out. Hopefully we can get like a nice support form here, maybe. Formed and break the high.
Yep.
Pretty poop RR here.
Did you get in, Paul?
No.
I don't know, man.
Hourly's coming into some nonsense.
You gonna take it if it breaks this high?
It already did. I'm not in it.
Yeah.
It could run up nice.
It could not.
It could not.
I think the entry was the anticipation once it broke that 15-minute high.
Yeah, or once it broke the hourly, that would have worked too.
Oh, what's the hourly at?
Yeah, I mean, it didn't have, there was no, I think it gapped up, so it broke at the open on the hour. So.
Is she down?
The only reasonable entry I see going back in hindsight is a 1 minute bullish engulfing, which, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, you can send your chart OR.
Because catching those is just pain.
This is, if you look at your screen, this says GJ. It's not US 30.
Jesus Christ.
I would like if this was the new high right here and it just flipped bearish and then retested the support and closed. Something.
Yeah, just the hourly's coming in to this, and I really just would rather wait on it.
I mean, the only way that RR is decent for the 4-hour highs if you put out underneath this wick, right? I don't know. No, not even. I got like 5 pips till I grab that. 6.
Yeah, I just think it's going to go up to 131,785 area and then just come down.
Yeah.
I just didn't like the stop loss.
No.
I mean, if the left was cleaner, you know, I would have took it and just managed it.
Yeah, agreed. If it was cleaner, it would have. Then I would have trusted that to go up nicer, but.
You're like, look at it right now. Like, it looks like it wants to go up, but at the same time, it's just not sure.
Can you guys hear me properly?
Yeah.
Nope.
Is that the 15-minute chart, Paul?
This is the 30-minute charts. I will be back.
Man.
Well, go on, man.
No, I don't know. I was just gonna say
My
it's
kids
upsetting.
stole my candy. Where's my freaking candy?
You can stole it.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
my buy stop got activated.
Oh, you got an entry?
Yeah, basically I had a buy stop above those. You see them two candles there on the resistance that was formed. They have
Yeah.
no wick.
635.
Yeah, 685. Yeah. So I had a buy stop above them with the anticipation we just continue up to fill that. You see that clean 30-minute candle to the left?
Oh,
Yeah.
old school.
Because I thought if them two candles had no range above, if we create a higher price higher to that, then we should just continue straight up.
Very
You
nice.
got a good entry.
Very good.
Yeah, so I'm up about 6 pips at the moment, but
Good stuff, bro.
I don't know, man.
I'll probably go break even at about 8.
I just didn't like these areas it was in.
I literally have like a 4 pip stop loss because I had it. I thought I just put it below the resistance for.
Yeah, I was debating once we broke those 2 candles to get in, but then I was anticipating a retest.
It's just I think I've seen this before, like when when the candle has no wick to the top like that. If price comes and breaks that, then it should just smash it straight through. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I got you.
I've seen that like a couple times, so that was my idea anyway, and it played out. So
Very well played.
At least somebody's winning.
I'm waiting for something like this. Like it came up and then trying to retest the area where it just broke out from.
Thinking maybe once. Are we in the 30-minute? Yeah. So like, what?
Sorry, no, let's go on. My bad.
No, I was gonna say so like, we came down here, closed bearish, right? This broke the low but closed bullish. This one closed bullish, and then we had to open, right? This was open candle, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe we could have took an entry once it broke this high, anticipating that open was gonna push it out of here.
Yeah, that whole area down there was just skittish. You know what I mean?
But I don't like that area.
During the time, the hourly candles weren't going anywhere. They were just like wicking up, wicking down, and I think, like obviously, like hindsight, that trade could have worked out, but then it could have also had a chance of like a wick up and then retest this resistance here and then continue heading down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hindsight trading. I'm just trying to think. I mean, you have 30 minutes closing bullish, and then you have Asian open, which volume is going to obviously push through. So, I mean, it would make sense, I guess, to an extent.
It'd be ideal if this 15-minute candle kind of closes a bit weakish, bullish though, and we get a better entry to go back up. That'd be nice.
Yeah, but if it closed weak bullish, I would look at that more of a rejection.
One thing that I'm planning on looking at is the 4 hours is going to close in like 20 minutes. Even if this continues bullish, the 4 hour then is going to have a strong bullish close, and waiting for the bottom wick of the 4 hour to happen, which would be like on the lower time frames, 15 minutes retesting this area down here, and then continuing with the 4 hour
so retest a new high.
Yeah. That's what I am anticipating. Like I want to see.
Yeah, but it's also
the 4 hour could also be making a high as well, right? It could just start flying down after.
I've gone break even now anyway.
Nice.
So I can chill. I literally got up 9 pips and then pull back a little bit. Secure.
Hey, is Paul still there? Are you there, Paul?
Yep.
Hey, so I'm gonna head off here in a minute. You have your services, right? Your mentorship and everything like that.
You cut out. I didn't hear anything you said.
I said you have your mentorship and everything, right?
You're still robot. We can't hear you.
All right, hold on. Let me switch. I said you have your mentorship group and everything, right?
Yep.
That you're still doing?
Yep.
So I'll say this: anyone who joins Paul's mentorship for the next 3 weeks, I will help them with gold and oil or any of the future stuff that Paul doesn't do. I don't want anything from it, but anyone that joins Paul's group for the next 3 weeks, I'll help them with oil and gold.
All right, there we go.
2 for 1
Okay.
deal.
So you get all Paul's stuff, and then I'll teach you how to swing trade oil, gold, and the Dow.
Yeah, well, that sounds dope.
Yep.
But I don't want anything from it. I don't want anyone just add me on Instagram, and then you join Paul's group, and you can get that stuff too. So I don't want the money. I don't need it.
Wow. Okay. What happens if you're already with Paul's group?
Then you get to do it too. Just DM me. Just DM me on Instagram, and I'll do it with you.
Okay, cool.
Hey, what are you in the forest right now?
Huh?
I'm at my house, and I'm on my phone because my internet's
Yeah, I've secured partials with GJ now.
Nicely
Nice.
done, bro.
That was a nice one.
Does that sound good? Does that sound good, Paul?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Sounds
All right.
good.
Anyone who's with your group or wants to sign up, you have to sign up for his group or be a part of his group. I don't want anything from it. I just want to help Paul. So.
I was gonna
All
say,
right.
Paul. Sorry.
Oh, you guys have a good weekend.
Yep.
You
See you
brother.
later.
Peace out.
Take care, man.
All right,
I was
guys.
gonna say, Paul, can you
We'll
drop
talk to you
into
later.
the? Sorry.
Thanks,
Sorry,
Clay.
guys.
Hold on. Let me walk myself through this quick.
What was you saying, Paul? Would you ask me if I'm in the forest?
Nah,
GJ's flying right now.
Oh, you got a picture behind
Yeah.
Who,
someone-
me?
you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was when I was running. I might even take that shit down. Excuse my language.
Yo, to that digress real quick, doesn't D look like your 50-year-old like dad, 6-year-old grandpa, like having the phone like really close to their face, like they can't hear?
Do you know, I'm not even. I'm not even watching I'm on Facebook Marketplace, man, looking for some stuff for the house. So I wasn't even paying attention to what was going on.
Hey, Paul, like, since you have it on the daily here, remember the structure you were talking about right now? We could just be coming up, and then we could continue down still.
That's what I'm looking at. I just didn't trust the buys. There wasn't enough.
Yeah.
There wasn't enough
Oh, what about
room.
on the 30-minute?
Yeah, 30-minute. That's why I didn't trust it, because the higher time frame, 30-minute, we wicked up into here, and we have all of this going on in here. So, I mean, we could have an issue here.
No. I'm saying to get in. Like, couldn't we look at it like we had like
Yep.
the 30-minute bearish close, then this closed bullish, broke the low, so then we wait. And, oh shoot!
No, you're good. You're good.
Right, and then we had
Yo, someone's got to mute their.
D.
You got to mute your mic with the stream in the background.
my brain was getting fried.
All right, go ahead.
And then we had this bullish close, right? And then this candle's Asian open. So I guess, I mean, in hindsight, the way it pushed up, the only way we could have really entered is the break of this to anticipate volume pushing it up past this,
Mm-hmm.
or the buy stop. I guess obviously I wouldn't trust the buy stop because of this area though.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, the only reason I didn't like it is because when it gapped on the open a little bit, so mine actually opened above this wick, so it already broke the high, and then it came back and broke the low. So I wanted to see where it closed. It closed up there. I think we're gonna be coming down though.
I didn't even see that low be broken. I don't even know how I could have entered this trade, dude.
Dude, looking at the higher time frame, man, it's still lining up to go down.
Yeah, I mean, let's look.
But it's pretty late, I mean,
One thing I was gonna say is based on the 4 hour that you're on right now. Like I know this is like an old kind of area, but it's almost like respecting this, like on mine too, for like the bottom wicks right here.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's where respecting the angle went back up.
what do you think about on the 30-minute? Oh, sorry, are you doing something?
So we don't have any new high on the daily yet.
Yep.
But this one doesn't have a new low yet. So if we break the high, I think that the weekly, it could, no, weekly's still way too far away. But we could be starting to go bullish and close above here, and then head up here, making the weekly close bullish. But it's going to depend how we respond up in this wick, what kind of where we're at. So the 4 hour area we're coming into is kind of, we just tapped into it. So we're either going to rip off of it or kind of close above and start to push up. But we have all of this mess. And then if we get above there, we have all this mess here. If we get above here, we have all this mess here. So it's just a really crappy... There was no reason to force a buy right there for me. There's so many good trades that one just wasn't good enough. I'd rather take a sell off of this resistance here to take it down. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say maybe we could see the 30-minute close with a big wick to the upside,
Hold on.
showing like a huge rejection, and then take a trade at the break of that low, anticipating it to go down.
I personally don't know exactly where the market wants to go right now based on the higher time frames, because you point out like those wicks on the 4 hour. Like I know the 2 hour, but like those wicks on the 4 hour, and then he has to break this low resistance, and then it wicks up here. So I might not even take a trade today because I don't know 100% not like myself what I want to see.
I think this area is just crap.
I agree. I didn't like the sells. I didn't really like the buys. So we'll see what happens. But if this
Would have
thing,
liked under 400.
yeah.
I don't know.
Because aren't these the kind of like liquidation wicks to grab orders and to continue heading down?
Could be. I mean, there's a bunch of wicks up there, so it could be grabbing to come down. But then why are we breaking above previous higher lows is the question. And then making current lower highs. Yeah, I think I said that right.
Yeah.
So your arrows are correct, but then you have to also ask yourself, so yes, are these wicks going to take us down? Maybe. But the wicks coming down here were lower, and then this one was also lower, and these were making lower. But now we're doing this and this. So why is that happening?
Yeah. Dude, this is confusing me really bad.
Yeah.
One thing I was also gonna say is these wicks that happen. What is this? Oh, this is on torture.
Yep.
Some of these wicks were created like when there's like less volume in the market. So that's why the size of the candles I feel like were also smaller. Like, do you think that plays a factor in it? Like that since it was created like when there's like less volume in the market, so there's like a greater chance of these wicks being possibly broken.
Yeah, I think it has a greater chance of breaking it now, but that 4-hour high is going to be an important break.
That's going to be the make or break.
Like the previous 4-hour high you're talking about, right?
Yep.
Can you go to the 4-hour?
Thanks, MB. Appreciate it. Yep, so the 4-hour actually looks better for those arrows I was drawing. We have this wick here, and then I was drawing arrows earlier. I'll draw them again because it's kind of fun. But
what if this is just making a lower high for the 4-hour to go down?
I think it could be. There's a good chance.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Sahil was also saying, like you guys.
Yep.
I personally see it like it rejecting off of this zone here, which is also like an older zone. It's not newer. That's why, like, I don't know personally for me what I want to take. So that's why I might not even trade right now.
Maybe we could see that in the London. I don't know what the hell I'm saying.
Yeah, I think one thing important though is like this 4-hour wick though, because if it does break this, and then I feel like we're gonna continue upward. What do you guys think?
Wait, when does this 4-hour close?
In like
8 minutes.
Oh, dude. So, I guess it's just gonna. I don't know. It's not gonna break this in 9 minutes, right? How far is
How many pips is that?
I don't know. My 4 hours look stupid.
3-4 pips.
Oh.
So it's right there. I would rather have this break the high right now as a strong confirmation than wait for it, and then I would feel more comfortable taking the buys.
Yep, if we close above there, that'll be really good.
Yeah, because then this 4-hour candle fully engulfed this.
It's looking like it's going to.
Yeah,
slowly creeping up.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't break the low, and then that way, but if it does break the high, then it created like a higher high and a higher low.
I've got a runner still going live.
Send a chart, leaders. Anyone can call a random movement on a chart. I mean, to be fair, I called this move an hour ago. I said we were going up or down. So there was your signal. Everyone caught it. I called it.
You're like a pip and a half from breaking it.
Yeah. Can you delete your arrows, please, sirs?
So what are you thinking if we break it? What's your analysis?
One sec.
Like 132, I'm thinking.
I didn't look that high because I didn't expect to get there.
You talking to us?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
We're still there with those buy stops.
I didn't expect us to get this high.
Oh.
I didn't think it was gonna happen.
Nah, I got you.
Yeah.
I guess our next target would be like 132. No, a little bit lower. Be somewhere around here. Like that. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, no trade session is fine. I'm fine with no trade and not losing.
Exactly.
100%. Harrison had a nice entry.
Down here, yeah.
Should have told us, Harrison.
No, he had buy stops above those two candles there, the bullish and bearish, or side by side.
Yeah, my bad. I should have called that one out.
I mean, a close above here, if we can get here, would be nice up to here.
What is that? 131, 9.5 or something?
Yeah.
9.
For me, I'd feel comfortable with a close above here, which is a 4-hour high, and then it retesting the low resistance. It's breaking, and then entering for a buy to head up.
Yep. Yeah, I think. Yeah, if we get a good bullish close above here, and we break this previous wick, that's going to be important. Then, I think any support we make, if we fall down and make a support here, which we probably will, we'll come back up and fill whatever this leaves, depending on where this goes in 5 minutes, and possibly head up to here or here.
Yeah, I would have liked this 4-hour to break the previous high, though.
Yeah.
It would be like a more comfortable trade.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, I've seen GJ rip in 30 seconds,
But look at,
like it's gonna.
we gotta still look at structure now though too.
Yeah, we're
Like a
Lower
straight
highs.
like these.
Like this
Ooh.
could just be, I'm gonna grab my fancy arrow again. We have this here, 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 and now we have this here, here, this here. This is not above it yet. This is not above this.
So maybe we can set up for a sell here.
Yeah, I don't use trend lines, but
Lines, baby.
but that would make sense still, because this wick, if we're gonna go up, it should beat this little structure of resistance we have to then continue up. But one of my good buddies, JR Bliss, or he's JR Kennedy in the chat, he had a chart, and I don't use trend lines, just not my style, but he had something like this, I think. Where was it? Like, I think it was like this.
Lines up solid.
It was something like this, of this breaking the bearish kind of structure we were in. Hold on, let me go to a higher time frame, see if I can make it look prettier.
Why didn't you just ask him to send the chart?
I could just pull it up on his Instagram, but I think it was like this.
yeah.
And then we're kind of broke that bearish structure, you could say. And now we're going up. So I saw he sent that, and I was like, that would make sense if we can get up. So the last thing.
But can't you put that the same way, but matching the high it made right now on the other time frame you had it on?
Possibly.
Like that lined up nice.
What was I
The
on?
way you just had that ball right there made sense with the trend line. I was respecting that. We could shoot down from there.
Right here or something?
No, were you? I think the first time frame you were on.
4 hour or 30?
Yeah, maybe.
This one?
Oh, the 4 hour, I guess. No, you're on the 2 hour. You're on the 2 hour. I don't know, man.
So yeah, that could be. I don't use trend lines, but I mean, maybe.
You know what I mean? Can trend lines make sense like both ways though?
But they make tons of sense if you know how to use it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
See, look, it looks like it's rejecting really hard here.
I agree, because I think what time frame were we on? We're where I just drew all that. The 1 hour. Yeah, so when we have this over here, this was our kind of like initial resistance that we came up to, and then this made that high, and then we got a higher low and we came down, and then we kind of formed this little resistance here, or you can say we'll put it here. Didn't break above there, came down, and we formed here. Didn't break above here, came down. Didn't break above here, came down. Now we kind of broke above, and then we formed this bit here. So I think if we get above here, we're going to see some more upside on the higher time frames, because just like the structure coming down, this is kind of, you could say, being this here. So we broke out above here, but then we formed this. So our most recent information is going to be this stuff that we need to get above to then further see some better moves, I would say. Because if we can't get above this, we can easily fall back into what this was doing here.
I like what you showed on the 30-minute.
Okay,
About the lower highs that it was making.
Taking into consideration what Paul just said with the structure and creating the like the lower highs and everything like that, that's why I think this is like the vital area. Like if it breaks above this or not. Obviously, the safer bet would be these candles over here.
But this one makes sense.
Above that, I think the structure will be breaking of the lower highs and lower lows.
Well, like, so I've noticed a lot on the 30-minute when you have these big rejections, the big wicks, that I always see like a big opposite move right after. So I think if this breaks the low of this 30-minute, I might be looking at something. I want to see how this closes in the next minute.
I just really don't like this area because I don't know what it wants to do here. Like, if it wants to go up and break it, if it's just rejecting right now.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait for it to happen. We're not. I mean, Isan, I think that's how you say it. Nobody's taking a trade. We're analyzing what could happen, and if it happens, then we have a plan to execute accordingly. But
and you also get to.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Sorry.
Yep.
I was just gonna say, then you get to, with us analyzing like this, when you see it in the future, it makes more sense in your head.
Yep. So this could be that turning point to then send us bullish, but if that's the case, then we need to, because if we look, I wish this arrow was more accessible, but if we look here, price kept making these tops, but then it fell. So you're not selling the top hoping it falls. You're waiting till it tells you that it's making resistance, and then you sell it. But it kind of made lower every time it popped up. And then same thing here. So why did this come above this is kind of what we need to see. But then looking again, let me change the color.
Did the same thing.
Now we have this here. We have these lower kind of market structures, whatever you want to call it. We have these lower highs being formed each time. So this, if we're going to stay going bearish, should not break this right here.
Yes, I agree.
Because if it does, then we're going to start to see
change of trend.
Start to see this. Highs. Higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. And then no new high to here, and then we come down.
I think that makes a lot of sense, though.
Yeah.
I really want to see how this plays out.
I mean, we closed, look at the 30 close. We closed weak and we didn't get above. So if this breaks this wick, then I think we're going to break this. Because we shouldn't make a new high right in this area to then continue. We should get a high lower than the previous and then start to see lower highs form to take us back down.
I was also going to say in relation to that, sorry.
No, I just said agreed.
I was going to say, Paul, could you just zoom a little bit just on the same time frame? Like, and look to the left? Like, yeah. I was also going to say, like how you said, if we break like this low area, I know that I drew like a big zone there. It's going to head up. It would also make sense because this was like the lowest part of the downtrend and this is like another higher low. Like looking at the bigger picture kind of.
Yep, exactly. I missed that. That's right. That's very...
Because then it would like, the shape would kind of be like a U, so if it came down, That was like the bottom of the U, and then it's coming right back up.
Yeah. So can you delete that real quick?
Yeah.
Yep. So
Got the McDonald's sign.
So then we have this lower high, kind of this high, and maybe a lower high if this breaks above this area. Right? That's kind of what you were saying?
Yeah, 'cause like that's like the major area that we got. Yeah, the price has to figure out what it wants to do there. If it wants to break or if it wants to come right back down.
This is so intriguing, dude.
This will be the exact, if this breaks this low, that'll be the exact same trade I took.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. I really want to see it break this 30 low here. I might enter with my stop above this wick. Not that it's a smart entry, but every time, I'm sorry to cut you off, but every time I see a big rejection like this, I always see it go the opposite way, at least for a 1-to-1. Until it retests.
Yeah, you can get about an 8 pips.
I just don't feel comfortable with just the 4-hour being open right now, and like, don't you think it could also, like, this is an area of interest where you could reject off, and then continue up?
Yeah, that's why I said I don't think it's a smart thing, but I'm just basing off what I see.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt.
Yep.
I just don't feel comfortable taking a trade right now. It's like, I feel it's like risky for me.
Don't take one.
I know.
I don't like these areas.
I want to see the trend change based off fall structure, because like the higher low I pointed out, I want to see the trend change, because if it does break that area, I think it's going to continue heading upward with some decent momentum.
I think any support we make could be a nice trade up to here.
It's just a waiting game at this point.
I think it's over at this point.
Yeah, this may also just all happen
late.
in London. London section always catching the nice.
It broke
move.
the low of the 30.
Yep.
See what it does now. There's just, it's so bunched up with so actions in this area.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hourly just does not look.
Gross.
Because I mean,
man.
we're falling. We could bounce off of here, maybe something here. Maybe this is strong enough to take us down. There's just not. It's just not nice enough for me to wanna. I liked this entry here, and I thought about it, but there's just no. There's
But dude,
plenty of
so
better
many.
opportunities.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say there's just plenty of better opportunities.
Yeah.
So.
Also, I was gonna say, if you go back to the hourly, like how you're saying, that's like doesn't look nice. It's just because like the past, I think it was 2 hourlies formed like a strong bullish, and then, but even though that they formed a strong bullish, they didn't break anything up here. So it's like, what are you gonna take? Yeah, you can take the sell, but it might just stop out right here and then come right back up. Yeah, you can take the buy, but then it might just wick up into these and then come right back down.
Yeah, because if we are bullish, then we should form a support here and go higher.
Maybe, right?
It should respect this.
Nope, no trade, JB. I'm gonna pull up whose chart was it? Batan. That person's chart. Sorry for butchering that. Batan, maybe. Batan. This GJ. Yeah, that is the question. Is up or down? So I think, like we just said, any sort of close above this like lower high structure or a support formed and we come up to break the kind of the high we made where your arrow is, maybe we continue up to here, maybe up to here. It's tough to see coming into the end of the week now, and really New York should have some better opportunities. No.
And even if it does, I was gonna say respect it on the 30-minute, the resistance here, or the support now. Like, and you take it based off like a 50-minute entry, like this like low range right here, it's only, I was gonna say, like 8 pips, and it's nearing the end where there's a lot like less volume. It's like, what are the chances of this breaking with less volume? You get what I mean?
Yeah, I think we're better. I think you're better off just, unless you're already in some sort of swing, just let it get out of here.
Yeah.
It's GJ. This is 40 pips. I mean, literally right here, that's one candle for GJ, and you're gone. Then you can get a better trade.
Yeah, it's like one London session.
Yeah. it's like a one candle in London session. So
My runner got stopped out, break even.
Better than a loss.
Yeah.
How much? Yeah, you secured.
Secured 10. Secured 10 and was gonna let a runner. I was gonna try and target that that other resistance above. Well, pretty much you could say the 4 hour wick.
Yep.
Is it 4 hour wick? No, it might be a bit higher actually. I had it mapped out on my chart as a secondary TP. Might be that next 4 hour resistance up there.
One thing I also noticed, Paul, if you can go to the hourly real quick, this is like anticipating the future. I was gonna say, so like I have a little, I have a little zone drawn here, right? And this hourly broke that. This can be like obviously there's so much time left in the hourly. If this current hourly closes bearish, this could be a fake out then.
Yep. I agree.
So I think, I don't think I'm gonna take a trade, but like if I were to, I would like wait for the hourly to close now, because if this is a lower wick of the hourly, I would want to break this wick and close out this zone to continue heading upward. But if this closes bearish, I think this is a fake on. It's going to continue heading down.
Yep.
To this zone right here.
Yep. It looked like it's already going to be. It's pushing down pretty hard, faster than any candle went bullish. Like this candle's 10 minutes in, and it went further than the entire hourly candle.
Dude, see? That's what I'm talking about. That big rejection wick. I always see a big move after. The opposite way.
Yeah, that would have been a nice one.
And I didn't take it, but I like seeing it.
Yeah, I mean, that was the exact trade yesterday. Same exact time, too.
Yeah.
So, yep, that would have worked out nicely.
Every time, man.
It's all good. We're just back in this little area we were in earlier.
Yeah, this looks like a fake out now on the hourly if this is going to continue heading down.
Yep, 4 hours probably a fake out as well.
Yeah.
But there's still, this 4 hour didn't go anywhere. If you look at this 4 hour, it didn't make a new low, it didn't make a new high. You need to see something to further validate that.
And I burned myself. I was gonna say,
and there's plenty of better trades.
Yeah, there's 100% way better trades. This is a bit messy on the hourly, and the 4 hour doesn't know where it wants to go.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this entire day pretty much was just a 40 pip range. Oh wow, this thing is pumping. Yeah, that broke the hourly now. That 30 minute would have been nice.
The finger on the trigger.
Yep, exactly, Jubs. Daily high was respected. Very nice.
Yep. I personally would not have taken the trade on the 30 minute just because like that 4 hour just occurred. I don't want it to like whip down and then come back up for my plan.
I mean, this one candle's bigger than all of these candles.
Yeah.
So this is
hindsight. Like you can like obviously like hindsight, you can say that that would have been like a nice trade on the 15 minute. But I was scared that it's gonna maybe whip down a little bit like to this area and then continue heading up. But like this looks like it was a fake out on the hour, the 4 hour. It looks like it's going to be a fake out.
Yeah, but think about it. Like,
yeah, this rejection was nice, like how you were saying.
But think so, like it tapped a strong rejection, right? It tapped it like wholeheartedly and then completely rejects. Like that leaves a huge wick. Wouldn't that make sense that it's just a straight up rejection point, meaning that it's gonna go the opposite way?
Could be.
So even if you, what?
No, nothing.
Like even if you weren't to feel comfortable about that trade, you could just break even, 2 pips in profit or something. But I see those huge rejection wicks so many times, especially at strong points where it just as soon as it closes, it completely goes the opposite way.
But what counts that as like a strong rejection? Because on the 15 minute, like if you move over to the left, like a wicked up a bunch of times, came down, wicked up a bunch of times, came down. Like it only respected it like
because
strongly here.
So you have the 30 minute. I'm looking at the 30 minute. I don't care about what the 15 minute was doing. Paul, if you want to pull up the 30 minute real quick.
Yes, sir.
Like, it doesn't look nearly as good on TradingView compared to my MT4, but you had that whole move up. It couldn't like one point of confluence is it couldn't break that 4-hour high before it closed, right?
Yeah.
And then you have that 30-minute pulling all the way up to that zone, and then completely rejecting it. And if you watch the candle,
This one? Oh, sorry, this one?
yeah, and if you watch the candle, the last like 5 minutes of that candle rejected really hard. Like on even if you watched it on the 30-minute, the last 5 minutes rejected really hard. So the way I would look at it is, if it's trying to get there, if it's trying to break that sorry, I'm playing Rocket League and trying to talk. If it's trying to break that resistance this entire time, and within the last 5 minutes it rejects that hard, in my mind I look at it like, all right, it's a big rejection, and what comes after a rejection, right?
Yeah.
A retest to the previous support.
So you would have taken down to here?
No.
Down here?
Yeah.
But one thing I was gonna say, like, yeah, the big rejection happened, but how many 4-hour candles have you seen where they're not rejecting? Like, the 4-hour candle usually has like a bottom wick or a top wick. It doesn't typically tend to close like right where it is at the current price. And like personally, I 100% get where you're coming from with like that was a strong rejection, like I was saying. But, like it's like range went in and out here like a couple of times, and then it finally rejected once here, and then this was like the second rejection.
Dude, I completely get where you're coming from, but I can't answer your questions. I don't know how to.
No. I'm just counter analyzing with you and stuff like that.
No, of course, but in my mind, I just think you're looking way too far into it. I'm solely basing it off of what I constantly see. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like what you've seen in the past.
Yeah. So like, if the current candle didn't do what it did, I mean, I'm wrong, right?
Yeah.
But seeing that it did that, I mean, I guess you know it's more hindsight trading. Realistically, the only reason I'm saying is because it did happen, right? But on the flip side, my whole premise behind it is I've seen it happen countless times where every time I see it happen, I pay closer attention to it, right? It's like you don't notice black cars, but if someone points out a black car and they say start paying attention to black cars, you'll see 10 billion black cars on the road. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it's something that I constantly see and I constantly pay attention to it. And what I've noticed is a majority of the time that I see rejections like that, especially at strong areas, because that's a previous 4-hour high, right? So that would be an important area to break, which it couldn't. Had a big rejection, so as soon as it breaks the low of that 30-minute, in my mind, I'm like, okay, this should continue down. You know what I mean?
No, I get exactly where you're coming from, but the only thing that kind of turned me off from the trade was the 4-hour just closed. So I get why it's pulling back. It typically doesn't close right where the price is, and I didn't want something like it to come down, create the bottom wick down here, this zone, and then come right back up. Like I get exactly where you're coming from, where it hit the nasty rejection, and then continue heading downward, because the 4-hour should have, because it was like 2 pips away from breaking the previous high. Like it should have broken the previous high, but it didn't.
Yeah. And well, I mean that's why I didn't take the trade. I mean I didn't take it, but that's like certain kind of setups that I view and see, and I'm trying to incorporate into my trading. You know, so it gives me more opportunities for entries when moments like this arise, where we sat all of Asian session and GJ didn't want to give us an entry. Granted, the main reason I didn't take this trade is because I don't like the area it's in, but that kind of setup I was just kind of pointing out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, from now on, if you want, like, watch, strong areas and look for those big wicks and rejection and see what it does, and maybe you'll notice that. Notice what I noticed.
No, I've noticed that too. Like where it has a nasty rejection, it's gonna most likely gonna head down. Like it just makes sense. I've noticed that too in the past plenty of times. But with this exact situation that just occurred, I think the nasty rejection also occurred because the 4-hour close. You get what I mean? That's why I think this nasty rejection.
Yeah. But you also got to realize we're scalping. We're not swing trading. I'm not going for 40 pips. I'm going for a 1-to-1, right?
Yeah.
I would assume you're going for a 1-to-1. I mean, you could go for more of a 1-to-1, but I mean, this was an 11 pip stop. This dropped, 14 pips. I mean, I would have used the top of this wick, so that would have been a 7 pip stop. So at 7 pips, I would have already took partial profits. On a trade like this, usually I'm expecting it to reject hard. So as soon as I'm up like 4 or 5 pips, I break even my trade in case, it just does some whack stuff where it breaks highs and lows. But that's just, I'm looking for more than just a simple support or resistance created kind of entry points,
Yeah.
Especially with GJ, it doesn't always give you it, so I'm trying to expand my horizon.
Yeah. If one thing I was going to say, like I would have taken the trade too. I just only if this little area wasn't here.
Yeah. That's why I didn't take the trade. This whole area is poop.
Yeah, it would have. I was gonna say. What was it? It could have. It could have rejected from there.
Yeah, no, definitely. See you, Paul.
Yep, I'll see you guys on
Peace out.
Sunday or.
Sorry for talking so much.
No, not.